Legend tells that there was a sultan all the way from Sulu who embraced the Christian faith and settled here in Akokolao, Paniqui, Tarlac. But the man who built Paniqui was born in China.
This is the story as I know it. Jose Cojuangco I was a carpenter by profession, and he had worked in the old Binondo church as a sacristan, and his friendship with the priests led him to different connections among parish priests elsewhere. And he had gone to Paniqui Tarlac to do the retablo in the old stone church in Paniqui, and that was his first visit to Paniqui Tarlac. Then later on, they followed the railroad tracks going up north. His family had already engaged in trade, and so they followed the railroad tracks up north, and it is in Paniqui where the railroads divided, and that is how they stopped in Paniqui, and he was able to get that commission and began to visit Paniqui and eventually go into trade here. Later on, he brought his children, namely his son Melesio, who was the father of the commonly known four Cojuangco brothers, and his daughters, Isidra, and his other daughter, Trinidad.
The history of Paniqui may be traced as far as 1712. And though the Cojuangco's history in Paniqui is shorter, it shows how idyllic life was in the town back then.
Childhood was really a time of fun and games. We played with people who lived in the municipality of Paniqui and the children of our kasama. So we would run in the sugarcane fields. We would roll up our pants and go fishing for hito in Hacienda Sapang, in Herona. We would climb fruit trees, but there was also a time for work. We had to learn how to plant rice. We had to learn how to plant sugarcane, how to make punla, the seedlings, and the cane points for the tubo. So it was not all fun and games, but it was fun.
The Ermita Cojuangco Mausoleum is one of the most prominent landmarks in Paniqui. It houses the remains of Jose Cojuangco and his son Melesio. And Melesio's four sons, Juan, Jose, Eduardo, and Antonio, are also represented. And of course, Melesio's sister, the famous YC or Isidra Cojuangco. The Paniqui Cojuangcos have remained among their people. The house of Melesio Cojuangco and that of Doña Isidra may have fallen from disuse, but they still stand as a reminder of the olden days, not too far off, to be remembered fondly.
Right now, empty. But hopefully, when the family all gets together, hopefully we can turn this into a museum in her honor, because without Lola Isidra and our other ancestors, maybe all of us will be punching the bandy clocks. We owe all of this to them, all our start. So we should be more than grateful to them, because they've given us a lesson in life that we would never have realized without their hard work, their frugality, and their effort. I think it's but fitting to keep this, and keep it as a tribute to them.
Fondly remembered too were the food that came out of the Cojuangco's kitchen.
Aling Tale would make the best sapin-sapin, and then Lola Luisa in the Cojuangco kitchens had the best pasta Juan and espasol.
And we get to sample too, the Paniqui sapin-sapin and pasta Juan.
Recipe ho yan ng mga kusinera ni Doña Isidra Cojuangco. Matamis na buko, parang bukayo.
Ano ang pasta Juan?
Matamis ho siya.
Matamis? Bakit pasta Juan ang pangalan?
Kasi ho, ang nag-invento daw niya yung Juan Chichoco. Kaya pinangalan sa kanya pasta Juan.
Pasta Juan.
Pero yung pasta, hindi ko alam kung bakit ito yung pasta.
Kasi bakit po masarap ang sapin-sapin nyo?
malinis na malinis. At kung ako'y malakas, ako ang magkukudkod. Ayoko ng iba eh.
Lola, ilang taon na kayong gumagawa ng sapin-sapin?
Ay, meron na po siguro mga 22.
Aside from the Cojuangco connection, Paniqui can also boast that it is the birthplace of the Iglesia Filipina Independiente, also known as the Aglipayan Church after Gregorio Aglipay. In this convent right beside the St. Rose Catholic Church, Aglipay founded a new religious movement. A new movement is also astir in Paniqui, one that may also bring change to the town. Mrs. Ana Revilla has started from the ground up, so to speak, setting up a pottery workshop that now produces one-of-a-kind utilitarian art pieces. This workshop, they hope, will develop into a livelihood industry for the people of Paniqui.